want to talk about books. I hauled a bunch of books, and it's a snowy day. I've got my coffee. I've got a sleeping dog on the couch back there. And I just want to be around my books, and I want to talk about the ones that I'm so excited to read. Okay, so I have 9 books spanning a couple of different genres: fantasy, literary fiction, speculative fiction, graphic memoir, Western. I'm so excited to talk about Westerns. So let's start there. Some of these are gifts, some of these are books I've wanted for a long time, some of these are books I just saw that day and couldn't leave in the store. I'll start with Westerns because this is a genre that I've been wanting to get into for some time now. I'm really excited. I got my grubby little fingers on 2 amazing sounding books. I went to my favorite local bookstore recently and talked to one of the booksellers there who I've known for a couple of years now, and he is like the resident Western aficionado. So I told him I wanted to get into Westerns, but that I really like books that have more of a feminist lens. And he immediately pointed to Whiskey When We're Dry by John Larison. This is a book that was written in 2018. It's set in 1885. 17-year-old Jessalyn Harney sets off to find her outlaw brothers in an epic that reckons with the myths that are entwined with our history. That sounded interesting enough, but when the bookseller recommended this book to me, he said it's like Mulan but with more gunslinging, and I said, put it in the cart. I am taking that one home. That sounds cool as hell. And the next one is True Grit by Charles Portis. This is a book written in 1968. They've made 1, maybe 2 movies, 2 movie adaptations of it since then. But I've never read it. I've never seen the movies. I don't exactly know what it's about or what happens. But from what I read on the back of the book, it's about 14-year-old Maddie Ross, a girl who goes out on her own to avenge her father's death and robbery. It's an American classic. It's an original. It looks like it's going to be funny and eccentric and absurd, and I love the sound of that. I'm really excited about both of these. This was actually a gift from Jan for Christmas because we've been talking over the last couple of months and we really want to read True Grit and watch both of the movies this winter. So that's one of our fun little winter activities. Okay, next we're gonna get into fantasy. I read this first one here, North is the Night by Emily Rath. This is a brand new published 2025. I'm not usually a hardcover book reader, but this one was so beautiful. It's like a specific special edition. It's absolutely gorgeous, and it sounded really intriguing as well. It's a sweeping fantasy adventure that offers more of a feminist take on Finnish mythology. Our main characters, Siri and Aina, are tasked with breathing life back into Finnish culture and religion and beliefs in the face of Inquisition by the Catholic Church hundreds and hundreds of years ago. And it's a snowy and wintry and kind of magical adventure, and gay too. For me, it was really the perfect book to start off the new year, and just absolutely beautiful to carry around with me room to room, coffee shop to coffee shop. The second fantasy is The House of the Spirits by Isabel Allende. It's translated from Spanish by Magda Bogan. It's perhaps more magical realism than fantasy. This is a saga of the Trueba family and the turbulent times through which they both suffer and triumph. It's supposed to be really captivating and a completely absorbing world. This is another book that Jan gifted me for Christmas, and I actually have tried to read it in the past and didn't totally meld with Allende's writing style, but Jan got me such a beautiful version that it's inspired me to try again. There's a number of creators that I've watched on YouTube talk about this book as being really incredible, and so I'm excited to give it another chance. It was written in the 80s, so also been around a while. And the last fantasy, more of a cozy fantasy, it's a book I've never heard of. It's called House of Frank by the author Kay Sinclair. It was published in 2024, I believe. Let me just double check. Yeah, 2024. It's about a lonely witch who is consumed with grief. She discovers this whimsical cast of characters in a magical arboretum, and it's supposed to be warm and hopeful. It's quoted on the back as being a heartbreaking and magnificent debut by this author, Kay Sinclair. The cover really drew me in. It has that cozy fantasy feel, similar art style to the graphic novel series Lightfall or Garlic and the Witch, Garlic and the Vampire. And it sounds kind of like a grown-up version of, what's that TJ McClune? I'm looking at my bookshelf. The House in the Cerulean Sea. I'm excited to get into it when I'm in my cozy mood. Okay, next up is our speculative fiction. I was really drawn to the book Time Shelter by Georgi Gospodinov. It was written in 2022, translated from Bulgarian by Angela Rodell. It is the winner of the International Booker Prize in 2023. Like I said, it's a speculative fiction following a man named Gostan. I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce it. But he opens up a clinic for the past where Alzheimer patients can go and sort of synchronize their internal time and live in like a past decade. But soon the past begins to invade the present as healthy people increasingly seek this time shelter. I've been really wanting to read a good speculative fiction. This sounds like a great one, and I love to just happen on a book like that in a bookstore and not have it be one that's been on my list or one that I ordered. Just found it on the shelf. Okay, next is another gift from Jan for Christmas. It's the book Before You Sleep by Lynn Ullman, written in 1999. It's translated from Norwegian by Tina Nunali. It follows 3 generations of a Norwegian family dominated by its eccentric and formidable women whose passions and prejudices form an intricate web that bonds them. Beautifully rendered, keenly detailed, and sexually frank novel about motherhood and marriage, love and infidelity. I just think that sounds so good. Strong, sexual, passionate women in 3 generations, probably teaching and learning from each other. I think this sounds so good. Thank you, Jan. Next is Enter Ghost by Isabella Hamad. This was written in 2023. I have seen a couple of really good reviews, really strong reviews for this book. It follows a woman of Palestinian descent who moves to her family's homeland of Haifa in Israel. She is an actor by trade, and she pretty quickly joins an Arabic production of Hamlet being put on in the West Bank. And so we're privy to her experience and her thoughts during the many obstacles that lie in their way towards putting on this production. There are like a million reviews and amazing quotes about this book all over the front and back cover and like first 4 pages. And some of the quotes that really stuck out to me are, illuminates the realities of Palestinians in the West Bank. And then the one that really got me is a lyrical meditation of Palestinian endurance and the role of theater as political protest. I love that. I think art and the arts can be such a powerful convener for people who share similar revolutionary ideas and to come together and fight back against a system that is created to destroy them. I've already started reading this one. I'm a couple of chapters in, and I really love the writing style. The prose is so beautiful. It also has me kind of slowing down a bit because I don't just want to rush through and miss anything that Hamad has written, because so many of these sentences are so beautiful and so powerful. and poetic. Oh, my foot is asleep. Okay, and then our final book is a graphic novel. It's called Feeding Ghosts by Tessa Hulse. It's written in 2024. It is a genre-defying graphic memoir. It's a story of 3 generations of women. Tessa's Chinese grandmother Sun Yi, her mother Rose, and herself being haunted by war and revolution, dislocation, and not belonging. Again, I think this sounds like a really beautiful story. The art style is really captivating, really interesting, and I think that kind of genre-defying piece of this graphic memoir is, I think, potentially there's a little magical realism that she inputs into her life here. Maybe like a ghost, an actual ghost haunting them. So I saw this on my favorite bookstore's book club list a number of months ago, maybe 6 or more months ago, and I've been wanting to pick it up ever since. So I'm so excited to finally have it in my little grip, and yeah, read this one when I'm in that kind of graphic novel headspace. Okay, so that's it. Those are the 9 books that I have recently acquired that I'm so excited to read. I don't know how long it will take me to read all of them. I have that smaller bookshelf back there is all unread or to be read books that are both on mine or Jan's lists. And there's a lot of really good ones on there too. I've found over the last couple of years that the winter time is really when I do a lot of reading. Read really consistently and spend a lot of time with my books. I'm not really the kind of person who sets page number or number of book goals, though I think those are worthy causes and worthy goals to set. I think it's really interesting data. But for me, what makes the reading experience so valuable is the time that I spend with a piece of work, and what I can learn from it, what I can learn about myself, what I can learn from other perspectives, about the world around me, about historical events that I didn't know about. I just think books are so wonderful and magical, and I love to be surrounded by them. I love to look at them. I love to organize them. I love to read them. I love to talk about them. I love to watch other YouTube videos of people talking about books. I have built up such a big TBR from watching videos or reading Bookstagram posts, and I've read a lot of books that have become some of my favorite books of all time, or at least been really great experiences from recommendations on BookTube, and I really wanted to join that discourse. It seems like so much fun to shine a spotlight on books that you've really loved or are really excited about, and talk about them with other like-minded folks who are duly obsessed with books. So that's that. It's a snowy day. I've been sitting here with my cup of coffee in front of me waiting for me to drink it, and a dog lying behind me waiting for me to take him outside and play with him, and so I'm gonna do just that. See ya.